Okay, guys, sorry about the radio silence here. Hopefully, we'll have a pretty cool 30-minute video there on this one, though. That's the idea. Well, I think the 30 minutes allows for a pretty good deep dive. One thing I wanted to just kind of say for a disclaimer here, and it's literally one out of 100 people, but I just want to be like, just that one out of 100 people, just come on, just let me do what I'm doing here. Um, the transparency and stuff that I offer here in my shop and for what I'm doing, I don't I don't really see it paralleled in anybody in anywhere else in this kind of industry, really any. And that's because shit, I'm interested in what I'm showing and doing, and I try to offer what I would be interested in. But that said, I also kind of realize that I also expect the viewer to act how I would act if I was the viewer, and that is really kind of just like understanding that. Um, and I have more information, so. But just, I'll ask you guys to understand that people ask me for shit all the time. Can you do this? Can you just tell me that? Can you change this? Can you do that? And I mean, I think people just can't really understand that I am I know that I say it over and over, I'm a one man person, but that really means that I'm much more limited than other businesses. Like, I don't have a customer service person. If I stop to do any of these requests that I'm not just already offering, it means that I have to not do something else. And that means that if I'm not doing something, every single thing, every second of every day, I'm reporting to a guy who helps me with everything I'm doing, and it does drive the price up for everybody. And I know that some people just like don't give a shit. They have endless pockets or whatever it is, but I just kind of wanted to leave it at that. Like, everything that I'm doing is what I'm offering. And I appreciate ideas, but I don't appreciate when people have the expectation of me to just follow through with whatever harebrained idea that they have. Sure, throw it out there, but don't expect it. Anyway, that's just a quick thing I wanted to say real quick. I'm gonna grab a sip of coffee. Unfortunately, I'm using both hands here, so I'll have to set my phone down. I love coffee. Woo! All right, let's take a look at what's going on, though. Remember, I'm not offering anything, so it's not like, oh, sell me one of those beads, or I'm just trying to be cool here, guys. All right, um, so I'll just try to leave it at that. Don't be that guy. The Phantoms are going really well. I did make some changes to the Phantoms, very small, very slight, and I actually was able to alter the ones that I had already made to have these changes. So I'm going to pull my face away from the microphone and show you real quick. Actually, I can kind of hold the microphone like this, I think. Really, basically what I did is I was able to shrink down the block logo a little bit and get it on here. I didn't. People asked me about the USA and why I don't have it on everything the other day, and I thought I could put it right here. And I know some people will be like, "Oh, you should have put it there." I I modeled it and I didn't like it. I didn't even try engraving one because I was like, no, I don't like it. So I mean, Nice Guy Machine Company, everything that has my name on it, except for unfortunately the casher is going to be made in-house or in the USA, ideally. Sorry, I'm going to take another drink of coffee here. Just have to bear with me. Woo! God, that's good, boys. Okay. And girls. Sorry. All right, over here, pretty exciting. I've been working on a new batch of my favorite man's threat, woman's pet, the fucking side piece. So I'm excited about that. And of course, like you guys may have seen on Instagram, I am working on. I'm dialing it in slowly but surely. I'm not going to show the backside because I'm working on something pretty interesting for the backside. But I am working on a FAFO side piece. I guess I'll tell you, it's going to mimic the raised circles that are on. It's going to mimic, the raised circles that are on the pinky side piece. I really, really liked how those turned out. And it's like, we'll see. It's going to be more expensive, but just kind of is what it is. Over here, I have These have been through their first round of stone washing, and I'm cycling in microblast finish for this first run of Wraiths and this first run of Phantoms are going to be all microblasts, just because I think that's a pretty sexy finish, and I do have a prototype of that finish. I'll show you here. It might be a little dusty, but I got to set the camera down. Actually, I'll try to do the same thing I did before. Here's kind of like my shit pile here. So it's going to be a little dusty, I think, but take a look at how this looks. This is the official, the way the Wraith officially is going to look. So pretty cool. Loving the R2 B2s. Those are a little bit, let me flip the camera around again here. Those are a little bit involved, so we'll see how that run ends up turning out. I have made a shit ton of them. So I also bought an ultrasonic cleaner, so I've been kind of playing around with that. But here's the batch, the full batch here. That's just, those are straight machined. I still got to mess with them. Oh, here, look at this. Just while we're fucking showing stuff and people aren't asking for any favors, I will show. I got one on the table workbench too, but these are the checkmates that I've made so far. I actually have one more over here and a couple prototypes. I can't remember to the fella who offered me and sent me some Delrin. A guy just here on Patreon was like, "Hey, I work in a shop. We have some Delrin touching right over here." He sent me for free all this Delrin, and so for payback for that, I said, "Hey, if my prototype is enough, I'm going to give you one." And so reach out to me, send me your address, my friend, because this is coming to you. This is the prototype that kind of ended up being the. Sorry about that. That's coming to you. That's the prototype that ended up being the finished product. And this one here is the one that I posted photos of on Instagram. It's cool as shit, honestly. I really like how these turned out. Again, like I mentioned on. I gotta go set this down. Sorry about this. Is the fucking world's worst video. But like I mentioned on Instagram, I don't feel great about the price that I'm gonna have to charge for these. So I'm just simply not gonna make a lot of them. I did fixture up for it and stuff, so I went with the original code name on the fixture, so pretty fun. Lord Gaynuk and the Seven Fists. So stand by. I bet this video is fucking rough. Woo! Sorry about that, everybody. Bunch more Strider clips, which are going to be for. Oh, this will be exciting. I'll show you guys this too. All right, again. Can't reiterate over and over too much here. Please don't ask for. Oh, let me say this real quick. Just throw you guys a bone. Sorry. Let me click on this. Oh shit, did I? I've decided. It already looks like it's going to be perfect timing for the next Patreon. I'm calling it a pre-order, but I expect to be able to. Ah shit, we'll see. By Monday for sure, I'll be prototyping the new FAFO. Side piece, but I expect to be able to pre-machine quite a few and to be able to offer the FAFO side piece 2.0 as the next Patreon pre-order piece, which I'm pretty excited about. Again, yeah, if you don't like that, sorry. Let's see. Oh, I was going to show you this. So I went ahead, and this is pretty cool. Again, don't ask this. This is the Boris. So I modified the Boris to have something similar to the Ladyfinger Thumb FAFO. So I'm going to be able to make the Boris into a Ladyfinger Light or Ladyfinger Thumb Light so thin like the regular sleepers, and put the Strider pocket clip on there. So you can see it's pretty raw. I haven't figured out how I'm going to engrave it. Not looking for suggestions. Yeah, the whole point of the sleeper line is to keep the price down. So I'll tell you right now, not an option to do fucking gunner grip. Not an option. Not happening. That said, also here's another fucking letdown. That's all I'm making. This stack of titanium. That's all I have to be able to make this pry bar with. It's something like, that's probably something like 200 pieces. So a good amount of pry bars, but not even going to come close to meeting the demand. Boris and Doris are historic highs and all-time highs of pry bars that I've made. So that's a lot. Sorry about all the crazy fucking camera angles and everything. I'll tell you what, this time I'm putting down my microphone and I'll keep the camera. You don't have to look at my hairy nostrils. Now all you're going to be able to do is focus on my hairy nostrils. What else? Do I have anything cool to show you on the computer? Ladyfinger, side piece. Oh, ha! This is actually pretty cool. A lot of people have asked for a. See, I gotta put everything down. I gotta use both hands. Come on, man. So, fuck, man, I gotta be careful with this, because this I'm not planning. I am gonna run with these, but I'm not gonna be able to do them for a little while, and I also don't know how expensive they'll be. They will be expensive. But I made a version of the wheelie bead that is gonna be like a button. And so I have some other changes I'm gonna make to this. And I have some other really cool ideas for this button. Stand by, let me change the angle. I can't do both, so. All right, I'm gonna move. I can't do the camera and the microphone and move it around, but I can do the camera and move it around. So let me see if I can give you guys some views of this. So that's a rough view of a new bead that will be coming out, which I do plan on making in titanium. It's not the best idea to be making a cylindrical thing in these machines, but fuck it. I think what I'll probably end up having to do is make them relatively rare and also, unfortunately, relatively expensive. I have some other kind of ideas, but I don't want to be held to those ideas, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Anyway, I'm excited about this bead. Those holes are essentially the smallest hole that I can make that's relatively efficient with my setup, and that's 0.109, this drill right here. So normally I bore holes, which means I'm machining the hole and not drilling it. It's just the way you do it if you're sexy. Those will be drilled, so we'll see how this works. It's going to be like the wheelie bead, that piece there, between the two faces, the bottom face and the top face of those holes, it's thin, so it shouldn't leave like a shitty surface finish inside that little bitty hole if I just drill it. So yeah, that's cool. I'm actually really excited about that. I've been working on a button. I thought about doing like a coin, kind of button. But then I was just like, fuck, dude. I don't want to make things that I wouldn't personally put in my pocket. So I gotta have some kind of parameters. So I've just been around too many people who have all these goddamn fucking dreams, and they can't do anything because they're locked down by fucking just a wildly over vivid imagination. Um, so anyway, I'm excited about this piece. 15 minutes in, feels like 30. Anyway, um, here's this shit show. God, everything's fucked, man. Yeah, I needed to take a break at one point and just take like 2 days and clean up. It sure would be nice. Here's the shipping fucking madness that's going on right now. Kind of a mistake dropping all those beads and pry bars at the same time. About 300 orders. But I'm doing my best to get this out, get them all out. So a lot of you guys will have gotten your shipping notification. These are gonna go. I'm gonna do probably 50 more, and get these. Well, I'll fill up this bin. Whatever that can do, I'll fill up this bin, and I will get those all to the post office today. So it's just bead madness up here, and got to ship all these. These are the 117 is what I have of the regular. So those will last a while. The pocket clip version, they lasted all night. So it wasn't until the next morning that people got on and I saw another bum rush. But what else? Yeah, working hard, man. Up here busting my dick. I appreciate everybody. I thought there was something else I wanted to show up here. At some point, I will get some inventory over to Lone Star Knife Supply. I've been holding back. I have a bunch of, again, don't ask for these. Oh, sorry. Again, don't ask for these because I'm just not selling them. I'm gonna get them over to Chris. I just like that's the thing. See, is like I have a couple $1,000s worth of pry bars right here that I can't even sell them because I don't have the time. It's not because people don't want them. These people want these, man. I have like 35 staccato middlemen right here. I mean, Jesus, boys, how sexy is that? And then I have probably one of the most coveted things that I even make, which is the Not Thirsty Circles middleman, which is just a sexy fucking pry bar, man. And I have a bunch of them, and I could sell them. I could sell them in fucking 5 minutes, and actually I'd make extra 30%. But I told Chris I would get those to him, and I will. I'm just about 5 months late. I mean, it's part of it too. I guess I'm fucking ADD probably for sure, but things that I don't like doing, I can't make myself do it. Even if does make me a couple $1,000s, I'm just like I can't be bothered to set up an Excel spreadsheet and fucking do some math and send out an invoice because I'm just like it's outside of the working parameters that I already have set up. Yeah, this is why I have to have a great wife, a business fiduciary, and an accountant because otherwise I would be downstairs fucking jacking my cock, just like, woo! Sorry about that, everybody. Let's go look at the, this is I'm just going with what's on my mind, but let's go look at the little museum here. This has been bothering me lately too, actually, because this right there is the side piece, FAFO V1 that I'm kind of looking at downstairs while I'm redesigning the V2. And then what I don't have, things that I don't have on here, which is really bothering me, is basically all the new stuff. So the Phantom, the Wraith, don't have any of the R2B2s on anything here yet. The Thumb FAFO, I don't have a shit. You know what? I don't even have. I have a couple of blims, but I don't even own, uh, personally own a return to home V2, which is kind of fucking crazy. I definitely need one of those. Um, I do have some pretty cool stuff over here. I have some like prototypes that I never. Um, that safety whistle right there is the very first thing I ever personally machined with the mini mill. Well, at all. Period. That's the very first thing I ever machined. And then I have some cool prototypes. The original Return to Home there that never. It has some things on there that never made it to any prototype. That's the first F key with actually laser engraving on it. Actually, let's take a look at that just for shits. Um, Eventually, I'll get my laser out. I just can't, you know. I'm not interested in it. I don't like the way laser engraving looks, um, and I can't use therefore I can't use my personal time for it, and I'm not willing to use my work time for it either. But eventually, I have to do it because I have an expensive fiber laser. Let's take a look. I did a cool like satin finish on it and stuff. Nice guy machine company. The little Labroski. This is a cool little fucking piece actually. Little teaser there. No Ken has. And then I actually did save one of the. I'd like to revisit these at some point too. The problem with these is I spent so fucking long jacking around with the fucking Fusion Tech, Fusion 360, to try to get this fixed. You can't really tell, but I can tell. Instead of having like smooth arcs for these circles, it's even on the sides. This program, for whatever, was spitting out a faceted toolpath, and this is an expensive thing to make. I mean, these were gonna have to be like at least $200 because they're complicated, and they. It wasn't until like this guy wasting fucking 5 hours of my time jerking around with the fucking program that he finally told me, "Oh, I actually don't know how to do uh, the cam programming. I'm just kind of learning, so I'm trying to figure it out." I'm like, what the hell, dude? Like, this is like, you need to be able to know like advanced like G code, how to read all the G code and get in there and figure out what's going on. Like, why is the program? Because you make a model. Let's just like to just dumb it down real quick. You make a model of a circle, right? So I just have a two-dimensional circle, and then I go, let's make my CNC like move in the path of that circle. Well, it should be a series of it should be a smooth arc. So for whatever reason, it's making like a roughing path. So it's making a fucking faceted circle that's visibly faceted, which it shouldn't be doing. It doesn't do that on anything else. But I literally change things, change little things here, change a little thing there, and it's just like I couldn't make it not do it. That's another reason why I ended up not making which I still haven't released any, but I didn't end up machining my own buttons for the Tactio fidget spinner that I made, because fucking my Fusion would not spit out a smooth machined button. They were faceted. I'm like, what the fuck, man? So, anyway, kind of crazy. Sorry about the ranting, but yeah. So I was just like, I fucking am over it, dude. And they literally were like, well, to close the case, you have to say you're satisfied. I was like, I'm satisfied by telling you to go fuck yourself. Like, that's what I said. I was literally like, that's the only thing that will satisfy me is fuck off, leave me alone. And so they're like, oh, it doesn't have to be like that. I'm like, yeah, it does, dude. Like, people don't understand. I'm literally like, okay, so this is how I look at it, and how my business fiduciary kind of has me looking at it. I'm like, the time that I spent fucking around with you guys on the phone, on the computer, literally with the CAD cam and all this kind of stuff, hands on, fully fucking all my focus, I could have made, 20 Mr. Nice bars or whatever. So because I didn't make those 20 Mr. Nice bars, and I'm over here fucking with you guys, one of the CNCs is off, we're jacking around with the whole thing, you cost me that much dollars. And so like that's what you just cost me. And they're just like, oh well, so they don't understand. They're not used to working with people who like, you are stopping my production, and they can't wrap their head around that's fucking the reality. Anyway, don't want to rant too much about that, but kind of the way it is. And that, to be honest with you guys, like that type of thing, regardless, that's just one example. There's 45 things in the shop that stop production. So it could be something super simple, like I put filter paper in the back of the machines here to keep from clogging these pumps, right? So this little pump right here sucks the coolant up out of the tray here, and it shoots it through these tubes, and it comes out inside the CNC. If I tear that filter paper, I'm all of a sudden now I'm sucking up titanium chips into the pumps, which can clog it and fuck things up. I have to completely stop, dry out the machine, get everything going. So I mean, just having to change out that filter, if I don't do it first thing in the morning, even if I do it first thing in the morning, you're talking 20 minutes of at least probably 30 minutes, because I clean everything. I got to get everything right, cut the filter paper, which is that roll right there, and so that's one of, like I said, 40 examples. Let's look over here. Got some. So I am making the rates and the phantoms one at a time. So it's operation 1, operation 2, and so that's one at a time. It's half of one it's half of 2 at a time, but it equals out being 1 at a time. You could think of op 2 there being the 1. 3 minutes left. Actually, I'll show you with the phantom. Sorry, with the wraith. One of the cooler fixtures that I've ever made with these guys. Where is it? Sorry. I did a pretty neat, where is it? What is that damn thing? I might just have to take out the, oh no, here we go. I forgot I made the wraith out of steel. So you have to support, kind of like you can imagine you're cutting a blade. It's fragile. Like the CNCs put a lot there. It's a lot of pressure on the part. So when you're cutting, so I actually had to carefully machine the fixture with like these kind of multi-facets to hold up the underside of the grinds. So for op 2, you can see there, same thing is on this. I had to actually machine away these little supports. So pretty cool for like a soft jaw. Pretty complicated little fixture, but I like them. This one's steel. Steel is it's 3 times the cost of like the aluminum ones. I've started going back to aluminum. I went to basically exclusively steel for quite a while, because you get about, for what I'm doing, titanium, gripping the shit out of it, I get like, I'd say maybe 2,000 parts before my aluminum fixtures go out of, they're just too fucked up to use anymore. The way that I do it, again, I'm not to say I do everything right, or that I only have my own experience. But the steel pretty much it seems to last forever. But the way that I'm doing things now is like, I'm not interested in making 2,000 of any one thing anymore. So I'm kind of going to go back to aluminum. But that's all I got right now, guys. I think this is a really cool video. So sorry about all the fucking craziness with the camera and F-bombs and whatnot. I just, you know what, man, I'm not interested in wearing a mask. I want to be just free and be who I am for you guys and for myself. And hopefully this worked out. What can I say? Palabra tu madre, everybody. Have a great weekend. I am going to post this for God and everybody on YouTube, but it will only be linked and notified on Patreon. So Hopefully you guys can understand that are on Patreon. Questions, comments, concerns, as long as you're not asking for favors. I appreciate everybody. Have a good one.